those who fear the consequences of defiance, and those who see Traoré as a new Sankara rising. The world's media joins the fray. Western outlets paint Traoré as a reckless radical, a young hothead dragging his country into chaos. African outlets counter with bold headlines. The Lion of the Sahel defies the UN. Hashtags trend daily. Your Traoré Suen. Your 14-day ultimatum. Your Africa resists. TikTok videos remix his speeches with music. YouTube clips of his rallies rack up millions of views. Twitter storms demand, why does the UN target Africa but stay silent elsewhere? Inside Burkina Faso's presidential compound, the pressure builds. Advisors warn of assassinations, drone strikes, and mercenaries. But Traoré remains composed, even as the walls close in. He delivers another broadcast, staring directly into the camera with piercing conviction. They give me 14 days. I give them 14 centuries of resistance. Africa is not a child to be ordered around. Africa is a lion, and lions do not kneel. The words ignite like fire across the continent. In Dakar, protesters storm UN offices. In Johannesburg, crowds chant outside Western embassies. In Paris, Africans in the diaspora flood the streets, waving Burkina Faso's flag high in defiance. But beneath the noise, darker moves unfold. Intelligence leaks reveal private contractors massing near Burkina Faso's borders. Satellite images show foreign drones circling overhead. Anonymous reports claim assassination squads have been activated. Every hour feels like borrowed time. The countdown is no longer just diplomatic. It is psychological warfare. Each day, the tension tightens like a rope around the nation's neck. 11 days left. 10. Every second brings the threat closer. And yet, with every tick of the clock, Traoré's stature grows. What was meant to isolate him has turned him into a continental icon. What was meant to silence him has made his voice thunder louder than ever. The countdown is not only to an ultimatum, it is to a collision. The UN believes time is on their side. Traoré believes history is on his. The question that now grips the world is not whether the ultimatum will expire, but what explosion will follow when it does. The storm is gathering. 9 days remain, and Africa is awake. The sun rose red over Ouagadougou. After 2 weeks of fear, protests, and whispers, the 14th day had finally come. The ultimatum issued from the marble halls of the United Nations had reached its final hour. The city was silent. Streets usually buzzing with merchants and school children now carried an uneasy stillness. Radios hummed with tense voices. Television anchors spoke in clipped tones. Social feeds refreshed every second as millions waited for breaking news. Across Burkina Faso, the atmosphere was heavy with dread. In marketplaces, people gathered in small groups debating what the end of the deadline would bring. Would UN troops arrive? Would sanctions choke the economy? Would foreign forces attempt a lightning strike to capture their leader? Nobody knew, yet everyone felt the weight of history pressing down. At the United Nations headquarters in New York, cameras crowded the Security Council chamber. Diplomats shuffled nervously, documents stacked in front of them. Resolutions had been drafted, ready to be read aloud. Arrest warrants were sealed, waiting for signatures to trigger global machinery. Western ambassadors whispered confidently that the world cannot tolerate defiance. African representatives argued bitterly that the ultimatum was nothing more than modern colonialism in disguise. The clock ticked toward the deadline. The numbers were simple, but the consequences were not. 14 days of warnings, rumors, and speculation had led to this moment. Beyond Ouagadougou, the tension rippled across the continent. In Bamako and Niamey, leaders warned that any attempt to act against Burkina Faso would be seen as an attack on them too. In Dakar and Lagos, students marched with placards declaring, "Hands off Africa." In Paris, the African diaspora held late-night vigils, chanting songs of solidarity. The ultimatum had become larger than a diplomatic order. It was now a battle of principles between a continent and the institutions that claimed to represent peace. Inside Burkina Faso, soldiers stood on high alert. Barracks were locked down. Checkpoints dotted the capital. Rumors swirled of mercenaries gathering near borders, of drones circling silently in the skies. Even whispers of assassination squads sent a shiver through the city. The 14th day felt less like a date on a calendar and more like the tightening of a noose. News agencies ran banners in bold red. "Traoré ultimatum expires today." Western channels framed it as the final chance for stability, while African outlets described it as a showdown.
Lovely viewers, welcome to AMF4 TV. My name is Richard Che. I hope you are fine. Okay, we are talking about how African leaders has to be united by this an influential leader, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré. There is a video on social media, especially on our handles, that we have to share it to you for you people to comment on it, on how statements he has been making all these days. We'll keep on updating you on this issue, but don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this video as well as similar videos like this. Let's listen to whatever he said and on social media to see, and then also don't forget to comment when you watch this video. Kindly also not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video for people to also watch and like us.
Showdown between independence and subjugation. On social media, hashtags like Dibad, your 14-day ultimatum, and Africa resists trended globally, each side using the same countdown to tell a different story. As the hours slipped away, the world's attention narrowed on a single point. What would happen when the clock struck zero? Would blue-helmeted troops march in? Would sanctions be slammed down at midnight? Or would silence fall, leaving the threat to hang unanswered? By nightfall, Ouagadougou was bathed in torchlight. Crowds filled Independence Square, not with celebration, but with anticipation. Their chants were quieter now, their songs tinged with nervous energy. Families huddled together. Soldiers scanned the skies. Everyone waited, and in New York, as midnight approached, the UN chamber sat in tense silence. No resolution had yet been announced. The ultimatum had been declared, the deadline reached. But the world seemed frozen between action and hesitation. The 14th day ended not with an explosion, not with an arrest, not with surrender, but with uncertainty. The deadline had passed. The threat was real, but the future remained unwritten. The world now waited for what would come next.
Lovely viewers, welcome to AMF4 TV. My name is Richard Che. I hope you are fine. Okay, we are talking about how African leaders has to be united by this an influential leader, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré. There is a video on social media, especially on our handles, that we have to share it to you for you people to comment on it, on how statements he has been making all these days. We'll keep on updating you on this issue, but don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this video as well as similar videos like this. Let's listen to whatever he said and on social media to see, and then also don't forget to comment when you watch this video. Kindly also not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video for people to also watch and like.